right, Avenue Cycling Club. We got my Fondo jersey on, Canyon Arrow Road 2021, and Zip 808s. So for this race, we're actually going to take it back to the basics. I'm going to explain a little bit about what Zwift is. It's a longer race, so I just cut out some of the exciting parts here. And here we go. So Zwift is a game. It's something that you get a smart trainer, you throw your bike on it, and you connect it via Bluetooth to the app, Zwift. And you could do free rides, you could do training programs, but to me, what's most exciting is actually the races. So it's quite similar to riding outdoors, less, riding in the elements and the conditions. So it's a very good training platform for the off season in Canada here for the winters. Essentially, you put power into the pedals, your smart trainer sends that data to Zwift, the game, and you'll see at the top left there, those are my power in watts. Underneath it, BPM, RPM, revolutions per minute is your cadence, BPM your heart rate. I'm wearing sensors, and I have a sensor on my bike to measure that. And this is a race, so I'm competing against, globally, people around the world who are on smart trainers and playing the same game as me, and just so happen to sign up for the same race. And it's competitive. There's leaderboards on zwiftpower.com. And we are 0.7 kilometers into a 16-kilometer race. So this one was challenging, actually, and I'm battling to stay in the pack here, and you'll see that, just after this effort here, just under at the 1 kilometer mark, I'm going to skip ahead, but I essentially sit in the middle of the pack, try to catch a little bit of draft behind the other riders, and jump ahead, and we'll see kind of where it gets exciting here. So I've been sitting in the pack. Now we cross a challenge line here. We get a bonus, so the lottery. And I got the burrito. That means if I use this, anybody behind me won't be able to catch my draft. And what's so interesting here is as soon as the power-up lottery happens, this huge wave of riders, now I've been riding for almost 5 minutes in the middle of the pack, these power-ups happen, and all of a sudden this huge wave of riders come up from the left and just soar away. So I don't know what's going on here. I'm doing, over 300 watts, which is pretty regular, pretty high for me. It's around FTP, maybe a little higher. And people are just taking off. The race is getting so stretched out. And I want to be up there in the front, but I'm putting out over 400 watts right now, and they're dropping me here. So this is a little bit concerning, especially because it's 4 kilometers in. But nevertheless, the race gets pretty exciting. You'll see it breaks up a little bit, but I do stay within the second group, and we fight for position. Now, Zwift Power normalizes for categories. I'm a Cat B. Categories are just kind of ways of evening the playing field. Stronger riders will be in different categories, Cat A, Cat B, Cat C. And what that means is they just look at your weight divided by your power divided by your weight, and that gives you a decimal number, and that's considered your watts per kilogram or your power, and that kind of puts you in a category here. So you'll see how stretched out it gets, but I end up catching a group of, we stick together a group of 3 to 5 guys, and we try to chase, but that front group, I don't know what's going on, but they took off, and honestly, we couldn't catch them. So, it says I'm in 34th, but, I'm hoping for the sprint finish in this group and getting on a decent record on Zwift Power here. So, skipping forward a bit, I stay with this group of 5-6 people. Another power-up comes. This guy just absolutely takes off. He gets the draft power-up, uses it, doesn't do anything for him because he's a lead-out breakaway, and he just puts... I think eventually he puts 15 seconds into this group, and I'm pushing 360, over 300 watts to try to catch him, but, then again, I'm pretty gassed, and he keeps the lead out until last kilometer. Now, coming into this last kilometer, I don't want it to be a sprint finish. I think I'm strong enough to do the solo breakaway, and honestly, I want to catch this guy. If you see on the right, he's only 11 seconds ahead of me. And with a kilometer remaining, I go solo lead out, use the undraftable, the burrito that I had saved so nobody could draft off of me. And I'm going to go put high 300s, 400s, 450, 470, over 500 watts, emptying the tank in the last 600 meters of the race to try to catch this guy and also break away from the group that I'm in. So 7 seconds from this guy ahead of me from the UK, and I am absolutely putting everything into this lead out to try to catch him and try to stay away from the guys behind me. 6 seconds ahead of him here, and we got 400 meters, 300 meters left. I got 5 seconds. I could see him. He's in arm's reach here, and I'm putting everything in, 193 heart rate, and the guys catch me on the back because I don't have the gas to go all the way to the finish line. I started it a bit too early. So learning experience, I'm still putting 500 watts, but these guys have the legs to take it to the finish. So I finished 26th on ZwiftPower.com, and huge learning experience here. All right, thanks for watching. More races to come.